Dear David, I've been meaning to write to you for a long time. A long time is years, actually. I've been wanting to write to you. David Attenborough, this is. Not just any David. I first watched your programme Zoo Quest, I think in 1954, on a tiny black and white television. And you took me to places in subsequent series that I never thought I would ever see. You are an institution, and I admire you greatly. You were the controller of BBC Two at a time when there was a lot of controversy about certain subjects, and you bravely went ahead, and it was one of the most creative times of British television for both documentary and drama. However, I have a bone to pick with you, David. I'm sure you know what it is, particularly when you know that I'm a gay man, living in Britain but also living in Australia. Really makes no difference, because being gay is an international thing. David, why have you ignored same-sex relationships in your many, many series? Same-sex relationships between animals, birds, probably insects. In the 50s and 60s and 70s and the 80s, I had no idea that such things went on. And of course, watching your programmes, I wouldn't have had any idea, would I? But with the rise of gay liberation and much more analysis and scientific rigour, we found out many things. And we found out that same-sex relationships, both male and female, are common in the wild. So it disappoints me enormously, David, that still in 2013 you're putting out this sin of omission. It's not a commission, it's a sin of omission. But it's a lie, David. It's a deceit. And it's a lie and deceit that's being broadcast all over the world, because your programs are being seen in countries where homosexuality is probably an offence, not only putting people into prison, but actually putting them to death. But I'm not just talking about those countries, I'm talking about every country. In 1971, I interviewed Mary Whitehouse, who of course was the scourge of people like you, David, in the broadcast media, but of course she didn't criticise you because of all the wonderful wildlife programmes that she and her family enjoyed watching together. Yes, I enjoyed watching them with my family, but they were not truly scientific, David, were they? They were just entertainment. And worse, they were heterosexual entertainment without actually saying they were heterosexual entertainment. So the blue planet, or the living planet, is actually the heterosexual living planet, the heterosexual blue planet. You can't undo what you've done, and I don't wish to find out why you and your production team didn't put in same-sex relationships where they occurred naturally, because they're part of nature, just as the human same-sex relationships are part of nature. But I'm thinking, David, I hope you've got many more years of active life ahead. You're a great person, you're very honourable, and everyone likes you with very good reason. David, couldn't you do something now, this year, 2013? Couldn't you make a programme which would bring in same-sex relationships? Couldn't you from now on make sure that you mentioned and included some of the footage which you must have in the archives of the extraordinary loving relationships, friendships, caring, touching, cuddling that animals and birds do? And not just animals, but human animals as well. I'm not saying you've got to have pictures of your crew cuddling, but it would be nice to have some of the animals. So David, I'm just asking you, please remember us and how important it is for us to be in the world where no one can say ever, ever again, well, animals don't do it, do they?